Hey everybody, I'm happy that you joined me today. We're going to do a Vinyasa flow class today, but especially working on back bends, back flexibility. So I'm excited, and if you're ready, then find your child's pose on the mat. We'll start from there, and hope you have fun.
Bring your sitting bones to your heels and extend your arms forward, hands on the mat. Bring your forehead down to the mat, long back. Then close your eyes and start bringing awareness to your breath. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Take deeper inhales, longer exhales, feeling the flow of air coming to your back and going out. Keep breathing on your own rhythm. And then walk with your hands to the right side of the mat, extending the left side of your body. Sitting bones are low. If you don't feel the stretch, you can always go further away with your left hand to the right side. Breathe. Then slowly come back to the center and walk your hands to the other side, extending the right side of your body. Both hands go to the left side of the mat. Keep breathing, and then slowly come back to the center with both hands. Then slowly come up to sit on your heels. Bring your hands together and start circling with your wrists from one side to another. And then bring your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. Pull the hands down and open your chest up. Bring the hands closer to the floor, look up. And then on your exhale, shift your weight forward to the crown of your head and send the arms forward and down, opening your shoulders. Breathe. Arms are heavy to the floor. And then slowly come back up to sit on your heels. Bring your hands forward to sit on all fours. Inhale, open your chest up, look up. Sitting bones are high. Exhale, round your back. Inhale, open your chest, look up. And then push with the hands against the mat to round your spine, look towards your navel. Head comes in between the arms. Inhale, open up. Exhale, round. Tailbone in. Inhale, come back to straight back. And then bring your right hand forward, sliding it forward until you bring your shoulder to the floor. And then extend your left arm forward. The fingers are still on the mat. And if you want to continue from here, you're going to send your left foot back. Toes are on the ground. Lean to the right side to help yourself twist here. Bring the knee back down and both hands back to the mat to stand on all fours. Other side, send your left hand forward until your shoulder reaches the ground. And then extend the right arm forward. You can place the fingertips on the floor. And then maybe send the foot back to extend the leg. Toes are on the ground. You can shift your weight left just a bit to help yourself twist. And then slowly bring the knee back down and come back to all fours. Send your feet back to plank pose. Legs are straight, tailbone in, shift your weight forward, and then send your sitting bones back, extending your spine. First downward dog of the day, so you can maybe lift one heel at a time to create some movement here. Look in between your legs. And then try and find stillness in this posture. Look in between your hands and bring the left foot forward. Hips are low. Bring the back knee down to the floor and then lift up, bringing your arms up as you push with your tailbone in and you open your chest. Breathe. On your next exhale, hands go down to the floor to frame the front foot. Then shift your weight backwards, extending the front leg. Maybe take the foot a little bit forward. Bend towards the knee, flex the foot. Toes are facing towards you. Square your hips, bringing the stomach to the thigh. Then shift your weight forward, hips are low. Lift the back knee and go back to plank pose. Shift your weight forward again, bring the knees to the floor. Bend your elbows, go all the way down to the floor, and then cobra pose. Roll your chest and shoulders up. Elbows are bent. And then through your knees, come back up to downward facing dog. Gaze forward and bring the right foot in between the hands. Hips are low. Bring the back knee to the ground, come on up. Tailbone pushes in. Lift your arms up, look up. Open your chest. On your next exhale, bring the hands back down to the floor. Shift your weight backwards. Extend the front leg. Flex the foot and fold forward. Then shift the weight forward, hips are low. Bring the back knee up, plank pose. Then downward facing dog. Look in between your legs, long neck. Then gaze forward and bring one leg at a time to the front of the mat. Inhale halfway up, straight back. Exhale all the way down to the floor. Inhale straight back, bring the arms up through the sides. Hands come together and then back to the sides. Inhale, lift your arms, look up. Exhale, fold forward, straight back, one hand at a time to the floor. Inhale, halfway up, straight back, gaze forward. Exhale, hands to the floor. Bend your knees and send both feet back to plank pose. Shift your weight forward, bringing the knees down. Go all the way down and then cobra pose. Roll your upper back up. Then plant the toes on the ground and come on up, downward facing dog. Look back, in between your legs. Long spine, breathe here. Then lift your left leg straight up. Bend the knee, bringing the heel closer to the right sitting bone. Square your shoulders, open your hips here. Then send the knee to your chest, shifting your weight forward. Stay here. And then send the foot in between your hands, lunge. Send the back heel to the ground. And then come on up, warrior one. So your back foot is facing out, 45 degrees. Look up, tailbone in. And then on your next exhale, bring the hands down. Back heel goes up, plank pose. And then bend all the way down to the floor. Cobra pose. Bent elbows, look up. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe. Then send your right leg up. Bend the knee, open your hips here. Square your shoulders. Your heel is going down towards the left sitting bone. On your exhale, bring the knee forward to your chest. Shift your weight forward and then send the foot to come in between your hands. Back heel comes to the floor. Come on up, warrior one. Tailbone in, open your chest. On your next exhale, come down to the floor. And then plank pose. Shift your weight forward, bring the knees to the ground. Elbows are bending to the floor. Open up your chest and then plant your toes. Send your sitting bones back to downward facing dog. Look in between your hands and come to the front of the mat. Inhale halfway up, straight back. Exhale, hands to the floor. Fold forward. Inhale, arms go to the sides. Bring your hands up to come together. Then exhale, bring the arms to the sides. Your feet are together here. Your heels are pressing against the mat. You're elongating from the heels to the crown of your head. Inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway up, straight back. Exhale, one hand at a time to the floor. Bend your knees and send your feet back to plank pose. Bring your knees to the floor and then come on up to upward facing dog, lifting your pelvis off the ground. And exhale, downward facing dog. Try and reach closer with the heels towards the floor. Long back, hands are pressing against the mat. Then lift your left leg straight up, then bend the knee. Open your hips. Now we're going to go to wild thing. So bring your foot to the ground, lifting your hips up, sending the left arm straight to the back. Open your chest here. Then slowly bring the hand back down to the floor. Lift your leg up. Then send the foot in between the hands. Lunge. Then back heel to the floor. Coming up, warrior one. Bringing your arms up, curving your upper back. Bend your front knee. And then on your exhale, warrior two. Sending the arms to the side. Look over your front arm. Bend your front knee to 90 degrees angle or close to 90 degrees angle. Then send your left arm straight up and overhead. Look towards your fingertips. Keep the front knee bent. Breathe. On your exhale, warrior two. Come back to the mat to frame your front foot. Send both feet back, downward facing dog. Other side. Lift your right leg straight up, then bend the knee. Open your hips. We're going to go to wild thing again. So the foot is going to come closer to the ground as you push with your hips up, sending the right arm straight back. Open your chest. Left leg is bent. Right leg is bent. And then bring the hand back down to the floor and send the foot to the front of the mat. Bring the back heel down. Warrior one coming up. On your exhale, warrior two. Look over your front arm. Then open your right hand up and bring the arm over your head backwards. Gaze towards the fingertips of the right hand. Exhale, come back, warrior two. Then bring both hands to the floor. Downward facing dog. Breathe. Look in between your hands. And then walk one leg at a time to the front of the mat. Inhale halfway up. Exhale all the way down. Inhale, come all the way up. Heels are pressing against the mat. Exhale. Arms go to the sides of the body. Inhale, arms up. Exhale all the way down. Hands to the floor. Inhale, halfway up. Hands to the knees. Straighten your back. Exhale, hands to the floor. Bend your knees and send the feet backwards, plank pose. Then go through your chaturanga with knees on the ground or not. Open up your chest here on upward facing dog. Plant your toes on the ground, downward facing dog. Press with the hands against the mat, long spine. Heels are getting closer to the ground. Then bring your forearms to the floor. Elbows are parallel. Downward facing dog on your forearms. Press with your forearms against the mat to bring your sitting bones back, like in downward facing dog. Heels can be high. And then slowly walk your feet backwards to plank on your forearm. Tailbone pushes in. Shift your weight forward. Then bring your hips to the mat and bring your forearms a little bit forward. Stay tall here, opening your chest and shoulders. And then bring your left heel to your left sitting bone, and with your left hand reach to the foot and help it come closer to the ground. Elbow is high, look forward. Your shoulder is facing forward as well. Then send the foot back, other side. Bring your left forearm a little bit more to the center to help yourself balance here. And then with your right hand, bring the foot closer to the ground. The heel is low. Gaze forward. Your elbow is high. And then bring the foot back down to the floor. Gaze forward, stay tall here. Then bring both feet close to you and grab the outer edge of the feet with both hands. Then as you send the feet back, you're going to roll your chest up. Look forward. Really push back with your feet to help yourself. Open up here with the shoulders, chest. Come back down to the floor. Still grab the feet. We're going to go back up. So breathe. And then on your exhale, start pushing with the feet back and rolling up here to balance on your hips. Come down to the floor. Bring the feet to the ground. Then push yourselves to child's pose. Bringing the sitting bones to your heels, extending the arms forward, forehead to the ground. Long back, balancing the previous posture. Then come back up to all fours, plant your toes on the ground, and send your sitting bones back and high to downward facing dog. Look in between your hands and bring both feet to the front of the mat. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, hands to the floor. Inhale, arms up, straight back, all the way up. Then exhale, arms go down. Sun salutation B. Let's bend our knees, bring the sitting bones low, sending our arms forward, straight. Then bring your hands together in front of your chest and twist to the right side, bringing the elbow against your knee to open up your chest. Look up. Then plant your right foot on the ground as you send the left foot back to high lunge as you twist. Extend the arms maybe, if you feel like you can and you want to. Then bring the hands back down to the mat to frame your front foot. Extend both legs, maybe bring them closer, and come back up. So your back foot is facing outside, 45 degrees angle. Hands to your hips, go halfway down, straight back. Bring the hands to the floor, inhale, and as you exhale, bend forward. You're trying to reach closer with your stomach to your thigh. Square your hips by sending your left sitting bone forward. Inhale halfway up, bringing your hands to your hips. Exhale all the way up. Then bend your front knee, come back to lunge. Send both feet to the back, downward facing dog. Long back. Gaze forward. Bend your knees, go on your toes, and jump to the front of the mat. Inhale halfway up, straight back. Exhale all the way down. Sit low, back to chair pose. Then bring your hands together in front of your chest and twist to the other side. pressing with the elbow against the knee to help yourself twist deeper here. Look up. Then plant the right foot well on the ground as you send, the left foot on the ground as you send your right leg back. Then extend the arms if you want to. Look up. Place your hands on the floor. Extend both legs. Bring them closer together and go back up. Bring your hands to your hips and then come halfway down, straight back. Interlace the fingers behind your back like we did in the beginning and send your arms forward to the ground. Breathe. Square your hips here. And come halfway up, bringing your hands to your hips and then all the way up. Bend your front leg, come back to lunge, and then downward facing dog. Look in between your hands, bend your knees, go on the tip of your toes, and then jump forward to the front of the mat. Bend forward, inhale halfway up, straight back, exhale all the way down. Bend your knees, sit low, back to chair pose, and then all the way up, straighten your legs. Now come to a standing position, feet hips distance wide. Spread your toes on the ground, and then bring your right heel to your right sitting bone. Grab the foot with your right hand, and then send your left arm forward, and slowly send the foot back like we did on the floor. As you curve your back and send your weight a little bit forward to find balance. Try not to open your knee here, but keep it parallel to the other knee. Come back to the center and bring the foot to the ground. Other side. Send the foot back. Right arm is stretching forward. Try and find balance on your right leg. And slowly come back to the center, bringing the foot down. Inhale, sit low, chair pose. Send your arms forward. Exhale, fold forward. Bend your knees and jump back to plank pose. Bring your knees to the floor and go through your chaturanga, upward facing dog, and then downward facing dog. Breathe. Look in between your hands and come forward to a sitting position. Then roll down all the way to the mat. Bring both legs up straight. Try and extend the legs to 90 degrees angle. Engaging your core muscles here to keep the legs up. Then bend the knees and hug them towards the chest. Give a nice massage here to your lower back, circling with your knees to one side and then the other. And then rock backward and forward until you come to a sitting position. Then lean back, send your arms forward, and lift your legs. Try and straighten the legs if you can, but it's okay to keep them bent. Bring the feet back down to the floor. Breathe on your exhale. Go back up to boat pose. Come back down. Inhale. On your exhale, go up again. Try and maintain this V shape. And bring the feet back down to the floor. Roll back down on your back and bring the heels closer to your sitting bones. Arms on the floor, heels are pressing against the mat, and slowly you're going to send your tailbone up, hips come up. Keep your knees parallel. Extend your neck here. And then slowly, vertebra by vertebra, go back down to the floor. Inhale here. On your next exhale, come back up. Hips are high. Then interlace your fingers and keep the arms on the floor as you rotate your shoulders out and really come up on your shoulders to lift your chest high. And slowly let go and bring the hips back down to the floor. And let's go up again, interlacing our fingers, rotating out with our shoulders. Sitting bones are high. Keep your knees parallel. Heels are pushing against the floor. Come back down. And you can do what we just did one more time, or you can try and go for a full wheel, placing the hands on the floor and lifting yourselves up, bringing the weight towards the arms. Straightening your arms. And slowly go back down to the floor. Bring your heels to your chest. Then let's open up for happy baby. So grab the outside of your feet. Open the feet to the sides and rock from side to side. Bring the knees together again, arms to the floor, and send your feet up, straightening both legs. Then bring your left foot to the floor, grab your right leg, wherever you prefer, and try and bring it closer to you. You can flex and point your foot here to bring some movement to the stretch. Then place your right hand on the inner thigh and send the leg to the side. Bring the left hand to the left hip to keep both sides of the body on the floor. Then place both hands on the floor and let the leg come all by itself up, engaging core muscles. Then bring both legs up, switch legs, bringing the left leg close to you. Again, you can flex and point your foot here. And place your right hand on your right hip. Keep it on the ground. And your left leg is going to open up to the side. You can help yourself with the left hand on your inner thigh. Breathe. And then let the leg come up. Bend the knee. And bring it to the floor. Close your eyes here. Let your body rest fully on the ground. The palms of your hands are facing up. Feet are resting to the sides. Breathe. Try and relax any facial expressions. Your shoulders are heavy on the ground. And just concentrate on your breath. Shavasana.
Good work, everybody. Your workout is finished. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel and like the video. And hope to see you next time.